Hello. It's me again. The one in the mask. I hide my face for the reason because I worked in the US Secret Services. So I'm running my channel about what the US authorities have been silent for a long time. Today we'll talk about poverty, about what kind of conspiracy the banks are arranging. It concerns you, me, and all of us, as well as your loved ones. Do you think America is a country of victorious civilization, culture, and high technology? Do you think there are clean sidewalks and free Wi-Fi everywhere? Nothing like that. Having stopped in some American towns, you can feel yourself in a country not even of the third, but of some fourth world. So remember their names so that you don't accidentally get there. 40 million Americans live below the poverty line. Several million barely make ends meet. And most of the benefits of civilization are becoming less accessible to them. Economists come to a paradoxical conclusion. It turns out that being a beggar in a rich country is much worse than in a poor one. There are growing calls to think seriously about the revision of social policy. How the American dream turns into an American illusion. The poverty threshold for one adult in the United States, as of January 13th, is $12,140 per year. For two people, $16,460. For three, $20,780. The average annual salary of a cashier in the country is $29,000, a policeman, $62,000. 40 million Americans receive less than the conditional living wage. Moreover, 18.5 million of them have incomes twice below the threshold in the United States. It is customary to think, and the authorities are trying to maintain such a train of thought, that the rich are certainly hard-working patriots, the main driving force of the economy. The poor, on the contrary, are considered losers and dependents, people who do not want to work hard and hard. A separate problem is child poverty. In 2016, 18% of children in the United States, about 13 million people, lived in poverty. 32.5% of the American poor are children. 21% of the homeless are children. However, not everything is so terrible. Yes, 95% of young Americans now have health insurance thanks to the expansion of Medicaid and the launch of the Children's Health Insurance Program in 1997. Nevertheless, according to the Stanford Center for the Study of Poverty and Inequality, the United States ranks first among prosperous countries in terms of child poverty. But one important circumstance is missing in these calculations. The needs of the poor vary greatly from country to country. A peasant in the tropics does not need a lot of money for clothes or transportation services. A villager in India is not burdened with rent for a house and is not spent on utilities. Even within the same country, beggars have different needs. It's warm in Los Angeles and homeless people sleep on the streets, and in New York they have to look for a shelter with a roof. Of course, people live longer in rich countries. With rare exceptions, everyone has access to clean water, normal food, and at least some medical services. The increase in the number of desperate deaths is associated with the deterioration of the economic and social situation of citizens, mainly representatives of the white working class. The fight against inequality requires significant changes in taxation on a national and global scale. Many countries will have to rethink education and wage policies, as well as corporate governance. The fight against poverty is proposed to be conducted in three directions. The first is the application of progressive taxation. This discourages the rich from accumulating and improving their own well-being. The second is the compilation of the Global Register of Financial Assets. This will make it possible to identify the owners of capital and strike a blow against tax evasion and money laundering. The third is to ensure equal access to education and work. That's not all. We'll come back to this topic in the following videos. Well, I think you like the material that I studied for a long time and hid a lot because I couldn't tell it to the public, and many can't who worked in those structures. That I hope you subscribe to my channel. You will like. I will be very grateful.